Welcome to SFC Markets and Finance. On July 25th, the Promotional Conference on Business and Travel Activities in Guangdong is being held here in Guangzhou, introducing a series of convenient policies for foreigners. The first to be noticed is the improving convenience of entry and exit for foreigners. Starting from May 1st, Guangdong Province has officially implemented a 144-hour visa-free transit policy for foreigners, which allow foreigners coming from 55 countries such as France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, and so on to have visa-free entry to China. Apart from the 144 hours visa-free transit policy, there are more good news to be heard from the continuous recovery of the international routes, the e-payments facilitations, and departure tax refund. The China Inbound Tourism Development Report shows that the inbound market for foreigners in 2024 is expected to recover to 80% of the level in 2019, and the proportion of GDP is expected to increase from 0.5% in 2019 to about 2% in 2024, injecting new vitality into the Chinese economy. On site, we interview representative from Australian Consular Office. Let's hear from his views of the convenient policies and the future of the Guangdong's tourism.
I was very honoured to be asked to come down by the Department of Commerce. There was a lot of information I knew, but more information that I didn't know. Australians coming to China can now come for 15 days visa-free. So I'm expecting a lot more Australians to travel to China. And with a lot of the information I received today will make it so much easier, particularly on the e-commerce, with payments, so much easier for Australians to be here. I've been here for almost 1 year now, but I'm really enjoying living in Guangzhou. It's a very lovely city. We've had a lot of movement over the last couple of months with our relationship between China and Australia. We've had a lot of movement, a lot of really good movement. So a lot of our exports are now returning to China, particularly Australian wine. And I can see that in the shops already. A lot of Australian wine is returning, which is great news. But we have seen a large increase over the last couple of years with returning with flights, direct flights to Australia. They've just opened up new flights to Adelaide, South Australia. So our numbers are going back to it was before COVID. So a lot of tourism between Australia, not only Chinese going to Australia, but Australia's returning to China. Lots of opportunities, particularly with your vehicles, your EV vehicles. Australia's way behind a lot of other countries, particularly China, on our EV policy. So we're looking at lots of markets with China, opening new markets, particularly, like I said, with EV cars, greenhouse emissions, also with batteries as well, and solar paneling as well. Lots of opportunities here for Australians. There's lots of industry here, given the business profile of southern China. There's lots of opportunities for Australians to import things. I know wheat and barley and our seafood industry is also big here in Guangzhou, but particularly, as I mentioned to you before, our wine industry has a lot of imports here in China.
On the side, we also interviewed the delegates from the foreign chambers. They also shared their valuable thoughts with us on the Guangdong's tourism development.
What I see in the 144 hours is that it's opening the opportunity to come to visa with no visa to more countries. First there was a 15 days visa-free, which only put a few countries from Europe and Malaysia, Singapore, but not a lot of countries, right? By having this new policy, that brings up to 54 countries. It's a very good sign. And it really shows that Guangdong province is really trying to promote and make it as an international place, for people to come and make business and exchange and everything. So yes, that's one of the good things I learned today. And the other thing is all the facilities with WeChat payment, with the credit card, everything. It looks that we are on the way that the Guangdong government is doing everything possible for people to come here free-minded. They can just think about their business and how they can improve or create more networking without having all the administration burden that can be when you come to a new country. I'm coming from the hospitality, so I think that pointing onto one of your advantage here in this region is the food, and we know that people internationally and European also, they love tasting new food. They love trying new food. So I think we have such a variety of food here in this region that is also a good thing to attract the tourists, because people just don't come without an objective now. They don't go and say, oh, we'll see. No, they come and they plan before. They go onto the social media, they look what is possible. So I think this can be a very interesting thing, is to taste the new culinary aspects of the Guangdong province. Yes. But tourism is tourism that you come on holiday, and we call it business tourism. So there's two aspects. So as I said, it can be also more business people, more people that come to see, what is possible to do here. They've never thought about coming to China because too complicated. Maybe now it can give them an opportunity. Let's come to China, see what we can do in China, because the China market, everybody knows, is a huge market. It's important if you want to expand your company to be in China, and also China is still having a lot of attraction for your some of your factories, some of your industry. So I would say this business tourism can be expanded, and those measures are really helping to promote that. So we are trying to advertise that in the Chamber of Commerce. The consulate are trying to do it also, but it's something that all together we need to expand more. And 25 might be the year where we see more outcome of those policies. Yes, it's a word of mouth. People, if they're happy, they will mention, and then it's create like this, like a snowball, right? Yeah.
I'm from One Belt, One Road Business House. This is non-government organization, and I'm head of Foreigner Culture Department. One of our direction is tourism and explore in the culture for another countries and our countries too, and because we are here today. We have union of 25 countries. I'm representative of Georgia, but we have 2 representatives here, and also another 25 countries, which is union of our organization, has their own representatives, and we are exploring the tourism, business opportunities, and culture. We are trying to connect the businessmen and Chamber of Commerce to China and to their countries. First of all, the China, like Guangdong as usual, has the changes to visa free, and I think it's influenced really good on the tourism. I can talk about my country, Georgia. We have now visa free, and so many tourists going to there and here too, and it's making easy to have good income in China and in Georgia too. It's like two-sided good influence. More and more coming to here, and either more and more going to Georgia for visa free. I think sightseeing, so like botanical gardens and mountains and hiking and temples, for Georgian people, this kind of attraction is pretty good. And if someone can stay here longer for them, it will be easy, and it attracts tourists to go here more easily.
With the continuous recovery of international routes and the further improvement of entry convenience, data from the National Immigration Administration shows that in the first half of this year, the number of foreigners entering through virus ports nationwide reached 14.635 million, with a year-on-year increase of 152.7%. Among them, 8.542 million people entered through visa-free channels, accounting for 58%, with a year-on-year increase of 190.1%. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching.